This from the Des Moines Register. The number of Iowans who pay the estate tax numbers in the dozens each year. So there's 1.4 million people in Iowa who file federal tax returns each year. And IRS data from the last 5 years shows that the number of Iowa taxpayers owing estate taxes ranges from 32 people in 2012 to 61 in 2015. Now understand that 32, that could represent, I don't know how many people dying. Could theoretically be like 6, 10, I don't know. Now, there are 1,800 families in the country alive today who will be subject to the estate tax if it is raised to the levels they're talking about. Right now, today, under the current form, I think it's probably closer to like, I don't know, 30,000. A percentage that is so small, it could fit on the head of a pin. But here is U.S. Senator Chuck Grassley explaining why we need to get rid of the estate tax. The federal estate tax may force family members to liquidate to pay the death tax. It's harder than ever for families to, he's talking about the experiences he had with those 32 people in 2012. It's harder than ever for families to pass down the family-run farm or business from one generation to the next. The death tax creates financial hardship for family businesses to survive and thrive. There was a report, I don't know, we go through this every couple of years. So maybe it was 10 years ago when a reporter went out to find a single family farm that went under because of the estate tax. They could not find a single family farm. And I got news for you. If there was a single family farm, you would know the name of the owner of that farm. You would know their kids' names, their dogs' names, their cats' names. They would be the most familiar person in the country right now because the Walmart family, Sam Walton family, would have spent hundreds of millions of dollars making sure that we knew this person like it was like they were a member of our family.
That's right. And if they're really out there, we'll set up a GoFundMe for them.
Exactly.
Problem solved.
So this is what he said. I think not having the estate tax recognizes that people are investing, Grassley said. Now, I don't know what, to be honest with you, I don't even follow him what he's talking about here.
Do you mean having children?
As opposed, no, he means as opposed to those who are just spending every darn penny they have, whether it's on booze or women or movies.
I do remember the Obama 2014 booze, women, and movies budget.
If, under current law, if your parents die, they can pass on to you as an individual $5.5 million before you pay a single dollar in tax on that. Now, my guess is the proportion of people who are just spending every darn penny they have on booze or women or movies who know that they're going to get $5.5 million at one point tax-free is probably pretty high. If for couples, it's $11 million. But the percentage of what it costs, I mean, let's say you're getting a bunch of, let's say you're drinking 3 beers a night and you're going to the movies like 5 times a week. You're not like Isabel Gillies level of going to the movies. Like she'll go like twice a day. But you are a hardcore movie fanatic. You're going to the movies 5 times a week. That's probably, I don't know, what, $15 a movie? I don't even know what they're charging anymore for that. $75 a week. Those 3 beers, depends on where you live, of course. Iowa, much cheaper than in New York, but in New York, I mean, that costs $20.
Don't forget the Viagra budget.
For the women, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I guess if you're a little bit elderly, but But and let's assume, I imagine a guy like that guy who's just spending every darn penny they have on the booze or the women. Does that mean that he's talking about, is this going on in Iowa? Is there a lot of sex trade there? What is going on where they're spending the money, or is just
Sounds like a
taking them out to
worthwhile
dinner?
follow-up question for Grassley.
Right, I would think so. But
It's like some Depression era concept
Right.
of what the poor people spend all the money at the dang picture shows,
that's right.
stealing pies off of windowsills.
And they've gone and done that. And so I don't know. Well, let's come up with a dollar figure here. Let's say they're spending I don't know. Let's say they're spending $1,000 a week on that booze and women's and the movies that they're going to. Still, you're talking about $50,000 a year. We're not even getting remotely close. You can't even knock off the $0.5 million in terms of what you're going to get for free here. Just the number of people in this country who pay the estate tax is just infinitesimally small. And basically what it means is that you can get your money without having to work at all from your daddy or your mommy.
Yeah.
And the idea that should, why? Why can't you get your money for free without being taxed from your boss? At least you're working for it at that point.
Exactly. We've already made the point of the kind of just fundamental moral obscenity of somebody making 40 grand a year paying for the gift that Meghan McCain is going to get from her daddy. But I would go on top of that. I would much prefer that any tax dollars I have be funneled to other people's beer, movies, and women than any Walmart family estate tax.
Velocity of
course.
money.
Yes. It's better for
Because
me
at least they
anyways.
go out there.
It
They're spending the
circulates.
money in the movies.
Yeah.
They're spending the money in the beer. They're spending money on the women.
Keynesian still applies, even if it's the condoms and Heineken's.
Right. The women
Yeah.
go out and then spend the money too.
And then they get perfume and whatever. Everybody gets ready. They got
They
to
buy
do
one
their
of them
thing.
frilly
This
dresses
is a
that I
whole
saw
weekend.
down at the general store.
They go get their frilly dresses, eh?
I saw that frilly dress down at the general store. I'm going to
Yeah.
get it for Easy May.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
We could literally take his example to recreate the case for bottom end tax breaks. What a decrepit, old, disgusting cornstalk moron.
And even if that were true, those are fine things to spend your money on. I don't know how many people have looked back at the end of their lives and they're like, man, I wish I'd seen fewer movies and had less fun and just invested instead so that my shithead kids can grow up even more spoiled than they already are.
I remember my grandpappy on his deathbed said, I wish I had bought more sody pop instead of gotten those beers.
I wish we'd invested in sody pop.
I don't even know what that means, instead of investing the money. You want to invest the money, then the last place you do is you just give it to your kids. Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos